Alright guys, this is your deadlift technique tutorial video. We're going to go through all the main points of a deadlift and what you need to hit every single time you're deadlifting. So with the deadlift, you're picking a weight off the floor, alright, and it's often heavier than your other lifts would be. So the main point is safety of this. Okay, so make sure that, particularly having a straight back, you need to have that every single time you're deadlifting, as we'll show you. So firstly, you'll start at the bottom with your feet position. You get your fingers and you just let your arms hang down. Your feet should be underneath your fingers. Okay, this is a regular deadlift, conventional deadlift, other people call them, not a sumo deadlift where your feet would be out wide and your hands come inside. Okay, we're going to teach you a regular or conventional deadlift today. We'll do another video for sumo deadlifts in the future. So secondly, you need to bring the bar right up next to your shins. So you can either walk forward to the bar or you can pull the bar in. Right, so it's either touching your shins or it's very close to them. Then we need to make sure that our back is straight. So Lily, if you show us our setup position here, the most important part of any deadlift is that your back is straight. All right, if you can't have a straight back, then you can't deadlift. So this would be a not straight back, okay, and that would be a straight back. All right, nice straight back, even slightly arched up, that's still safe. Okay. Then secondly, your shoulder position. Okay, your shoulders need to be pulled back. So you see here, Lily's shoulders are in line and they're not rounded like this. So that's a good position. If you round them the other way, that's a bad shoulder position. Okay, you want to imagine that you're pinning your shoulders together, trying to squeeze. Lily is trying to squeeze my fingers with her shoulder blades. Okay, so they're squeezing them together. Next, head position. Okay, this is a good head position. She's looking diagonally down at the floor. This would be a bad head position where she's looking straight up. What that causes is your back to not be in a neutral position. Okay, so don't look straight down the floor. Don't look up. Look diagonally down. All right. Now bum position. Okay, Lily is not in a full squat in her deadlift. All right, so not like this. Okay, she's also doesn't have a bum really high because that would mean her back angle is down. Okay, and often leads people to round their back. Her bum is in the middle. All right, so her back is arching upwards. Now Lily, show us 3 reps of a regular deadlift. Keep the bar nice and close. Good. And then at the top here, you can see Lily's legs are straight and her hips are opened. Okay, so she's standing up tall. Make sure you keep your arms straight at the top. Okay, some people tend to do this when they get to the top. All right, we want to keep our arms straight because we're just using our legs. Our legs, our hamstrings, our butt. We're not pulling with our arms. Okay, it's a lower body movement and your back as well. You can rest it back on the floor. So as well as starting with the bar nice and close to your shin, you need to make sure that it stays close to your legs the whole way up. You either need to be touching your legs the whole way up or very close. Okay. Good, so it stays nice and close, even touches her legs. This would be a bad one. Okay, so you saw the bar came out here, then into her hips. All right, it needs to stay nice and close. Next, we will go through bracing. Okay, so when you are lifting any weight from the floor, you need to make sure that you're bracing. This means that you are breathing in through your tummy before you pull the bar off the floor. So you have to go, all right, your tummy should get bigger. All that air is going into there, and then you can pull the bar off the floor. So Lily will show you here. When she's in that setup position, she breathes in through her tummy and then she lifts. As she gets to the top, so past kind of this position, she's going to breathe out. Okay, that's because you got the rep. You're not pulling that much weight anymore. Okay, if she was going to go down for another one whilst holding onto the bar, she's going to breathe in on the way down, like this. Okay, and again. Good, nice. Rest on the floor. What that means is that when the bar gets to the floor, she's already filled her belly. All right, it's already filled with loads of air, so she can just stand back up again once the plates touch the floor. Next, we'll go back to also on your bracing, make sure that you're breathing air into your belly, not into your chest. Okay, so if when you breathe in, your chest gets bigger and your chest puffs out, that's not what we want, because we want the air to be in our belly. What that does is create tension around our belly and our lower back. That keeps it safe. If you might see people wearing a belt for deadlifts. Okay, what that does is they breathe out into that belt. That creates intra-abdominal pressure, which helps them deadlift and keeps them more safe. Okay, a belt is not necessary at all, because what you can also do is brace. All right, that does the same thing. Okay, so big breath into your tummy. You should be able to hear that breath audibly, and you should be able to see your tummy get bigger. Now we'll go to bum position when we're lifting. Right, so you need to make sure that your bum stays in the same position as you stand up. So Lily's going to show you a bad rep here where her bum rises too quickly in the deadlift. Right, so go back to the floor. Lily's bum came up before the rest of her body, which meant that her back came into this angle here. All right, what you want to do is come up to your knee. Lily's back angle there stayed the same position throughout the whole of all the way up to the knee. Okay, and then stand up all the way, and then her back position changes. The angle of her back changes. Okay, so make sure that your bum stays nice and down the whole time. All right. That is all the position. That is all the main points of technique for your deadlift. One last thing is that if you don't have plates on the side of your bar, the bar's going to be sitting on the floor at the start of the rep. Okay, so just make sure that you bring the bar up to your mid shin before you start the rep, as if you had plates on the side. Okay, when the bar is on the floor, you're going to tend to round your back. So say you're doing a set of 5, you're going to start here. If you've got an empty bar, you're going to pause at the shin. You're not going to go all the way down to the floor. Okay, so every rep starts and finishes at the shin as if there were plates on the side. All right, so that's all the points in your deadlifts. Make sure that your back is always straight. Okay, if your back starts to bend, then you need to go down in weight. All right, there's no point doing that. For safety and just for technique, you'll be using the wrong muscles.